For a long time, academic research was focused on discovery, on exploring ideas, testing theories, and publishing results. Turning those ideas into real-world technologies or products often seemed like someone else's job, but today, a growing number of institutions are creating research to innovation hubs, designed to help scientists bring their work beyond the lab and into the hands of people who can use it. These hubs are becoming essential centers for translating scientific findings into market-ready innovation. So how do these hubs actually work? A research to innovation hub is a place where researchers, engineers, business developers, and investors come together. The goal is to support the journey of a research idea, from early-stage discovery to a prototype, and eventually to a product or startup. Many researchers have brilliant ideas, but these ideas may be fragile, expensive, or untested outside the lab. Hubs help make these ideas usable and scalable. They provide tools for validation, funding for development, and connections to industry partners. You might ask, why can't a scientist just file a patent and hand it to a company? Because most raw research is too early to be adopted. A new sensor might work perfectly under controlled lab conditions but fail in the field. A new drug molecule might look promising but hasn't yet passed toxicity or stability tests. A hub helps de-risk innovations by supporting prototyping, conducting stress testing, and identifying potential problems early. This makes the technology more attractive to investors or companies that can bring it to market. The process usually begins with technology scouting. The hub looks for high-potential discoveries in academic labs, something unique, useful, and technically feasible. Once identified, the idea moves through a series of steps: technical validation, prototyping, testing, and market research. If it meets performance and cost targets, the next step could be forming a startup company or licensing the innovation to an existing industry partner. The hub assists with legal guidance, regulatory pathways, and business strategy, helping ideas grow into viable products. Why are these hubs gaining attention now? Because emerging fields like nanotechnology, quantum engineering, AI, and regenerative medicine require teamwork across many disciplines. A physicist might design a new quantum sensor, but they need help from electronics engineers, product designers, and financial planners to develop a version that can be manufactured and sold. Innovation hubs create a structure for this kind of collaboration, offering resources that most research labs do not have on their own. You might wonder, is there evidence that this works? Yes, many breakthrough technologies such as CRISPR-based diagnostics, 3D printed implants, and energy-storing smart materials have come from university labs and were developed inside hubs. Without this structure, many of these inventions would remain unpublished prototypes stuck between research and commercial use. Hubs help build bridges across this gap, often referred to as the Valley of Death, where promising ideas are lost due to lack of funding or development expertise. So what does this mean for researchers? It means their work has a real chance to reach society. Publishing is still important, but translation offers a different kind of impact. Scientists can become inventors, collaborators, or even co-founders of companies based on their discoveries. For entrepreneurs and industry partners, these hubs offer access to deep scientific talent and early technologies that can shape future markets. Successful translation begins by mapping the innovation ecosystem to identify key stakeholders: researchers, investors, industry partners, and regulatory bodies, and their interdependencies. Understanding each party's needs and incentives allows the hub to tailor support services, from IP protection to market analysis. Regular stakeholder workshops foster trust, align objectives, and surface potential collaboration synergies. Data-driven network analysis tools can quantify relationship strengths and detect gaps in capabilities. This strategic alignment ensures that research outputs address real market needs and accelerates product development pipelines. One hub organized quarterly innovation roundtables that connected materials scientists with manufacturers, leading to 3 pilot co-development projects in 1 year. It is like plotting a subway map to see which lines intersect and where new stations are needed to optimize passenger flow. Assessing technology readiness levels quantifies maturity, from basic principles to system demonstration in operational environments. Early-stage discoveries undergo feasibility studies, prototype validation, and iterative testing to de-risk technical challenges. Go/no-go decision gates at each level prevent premature scaling of unproven concepts. Hub experts provide standardized assessment frameworks and benchmarking data to compare progress across projects. Transparent metrics guide resource allocation and investor confidence. A photonic sensor beginning at an early readiness stage advanced rapidly through focused prototyping and validation workshops. It is like checking an aircraft at each stage of its build, from initial wind tunnel models to a fully certified flying jet. A robust intellectual property strategy identifies protectable innovations early and balances patent filings with trade secrets considerations to maximize freedom to operate. The Hub's legal experts conduct landscape analyses to avoid infringing existing patents and to uncover licensing opportunities. Clear ownership agreements between researchers and the Hub streamline commercialization negotiations. Periodic audits ensure ongoing protection as the technology evolves. Effective management maintains competitive advantage and supports investment rounds. An early-stage polymer synthesis method was secured under provisional patents, then licensed exclusively to a startup for scale-up. It is like placing cones around a new road you're building, marking territory until the asphalt is fully set. Engineering teams collaborate with end users to build functional prototypes that address real-world operating conditions. Rapid prototyping tools such as 3D printing, microfabrication, or modular electronics enable quick iteration based on user feedback. Pilot deployments in target environments validate performance, uncover design flaws, and refine specifications. Data from these pilots quantify reliability, cost, and user acceptance metrics crucial for investment decisions. A structured pilot phase transitions the technology from lab feasibility to field readiness. A microfluidic diagnostic device underwent 6 design iterations before achieving high accuracy in a community health clinic pilot. It is like test driving a custom car on different terrains to fine-tune suspension, engine response, and ergonomics. In-depth market research evaluates customer segments, competitive alternatives, pricing models, and regulatory pathways. The Hub's business analysts construct detailed value propositions that articulate unique benefits and total cost of ownership. Scenario modeling forecasts, market adoption curves, revenue streams, and break-even timelines. This analysis informs go-to-market strategies, sales channel selection, and partnership negotiations. A compelling evidence-based value proposition attracts early adopters and secures pilot contracts. A renewable energy startup identified niche off-grid communities willing to pay a premium for a solar-powered water purifier after completing a customer survey study. It is like tailoring a suit to the exact measurements and style preferences of the first client to ensure a perfect fit. Translational hubs aggregate diverse funding sources, grants, angel investors, corporate partnerships, and crowdfunding to support each stage of development. Financial experts help prepare compelling grant proposals and pitch decks aligned to funder priorities. Milestone-based funding releases ensure accountability and focus on deliverables. In-cum contributions such as lab space and mentorship hours augment monetary investments. A diversified funding portfolio mitigates risk and sustains long-term operations. A biotech spin-out secured seed funding from a blend of government innovation grants and private angel investors, totaling a substantial amount. It is like building a bridge with a mix of steel, concrete, and skilled labor to ensure both strength and flexibility. Innovations in fields like med tech, agri-tech, and energy must navigate complex regulatory landscapes that vary by region and application. The Hub provides regulatory experts who map approval pathways, compile safety and efficacy data, and liaise with agencies. Early engagement with regulators reduces surprises and accelerates market entry. Standardized compliance checklists and documentation templates streamline submissions. Proactive compliance management protects users and preserves commercial momentum. An implantable sensor obtained expedited review after the Hub's regulatory team aligned. its trial protocols with international safety standards. It is like charting a shipping route that avoids storms and customs delays to ensure timely delivery. Structured programs equip researchers with entrepreneurial skills, such as business model generation, pitching, negotiation, and leadership. Seasoned mentors provide individualized coaching, leveraging their own startup and corporate experience. Peer cohorts create accountability and foster knowledge exchange among teams facing similar challenges. Workshops on finance, marketing, and IP complement technical training. This human capital development builds resilient, market-savvy founding teams. A cohort of 5 engineering PhDs completed a 12-week accelerator program and collectively raised a significant amount in follow-on funding. It is like training a championship sports team. Coaches refine skills, build strategy, and cultivate teamwork for victory. Transitioning from pilot to commercial scale involves process optimization, supply chain development, and customer support infrastructure. The hub assists in identifying manufacturing partners, negotiating contracts, and establishing quality assurance systems. Marketing and sales teams execute targeted campaigns, leveraging case studies from pilot users. Post-launch analytics monitor adoption rates, customer satisfaction, and performance metrics. Continuous improvement cycles incorporate market feedback to refine the product and expand into new segments. A lab-grown leather startup partnered with a textile manufacturer to ramp production and successfully enter retail channels. It is like moving from baking a dozen cupcakes at home to operating a commercial bakery that supplies supermarkets.